This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball, and tonight from downtown St. Louis in Busch Stadium, it's game number 2 of the 4-game series. It's the Washington Nationals and the St. Louis Cardinals. This evening, we're coming to you from the UMB Champions Club. Big crowd is here tonight, and they're hoping for a little history. Albert not in the lineup, but maybe pinch hits later in the game. And welcome to the UMB Champions Club with Brad Thompson. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Great to have you with us. Also, he's in the lineup but not playing defense. That's Nolan Arenado. And when he is in the lineup playing defense, boy, he's producing in a big way.
He's always doing something special. That's the thing about Nolan Arenado. You've seen it all season long. He talked about it this offseason. After having a monster year last year, he said he wanted to get better. Well, how is this for better? Hitting for average, hitting for power. He's slugging. He is playing that great defense, and this is a guy just since August 1st. He's been one of the best players in baseball. 2-time player of the month. Nolan Arenado is something special.
So Arenado serving as the designated hitter tonight. Liberty Mutual field coverage, and taking a look at Judge, Goldie, Nolan Arenado, Manny Machado, those four of the best sluggers in the game.
Kind of nice to have two of those in the middle of your lineup, isn't it? You know that at any point, one swing of the bat from either one of those guys can change a game. And you look at that strikeout rate for Nolan Arenado, one of the toughest to K in the league.
Jose Quintana is on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. It's the Nationals, it's the Cardinals. We're at the UMB Champions Club, and game 2 of the 4-game set is coming up.
Two of this series as Lars Nootbaar back in the lineup, batting in leadoff. And there you see Jose Quintana. He'll be on the mound tonight for the Birds. It's his 4th start at Busch since joining St. Louis, and Busch Stadium is where Quintana has had most of his success. In each of his previous 3 starts, Quintana pitched 5 innings or more and allowed no more than 2 earned runs in all 3 of those starts. And, well, one of the changes we have seen Quintana making the change from Pittsburgh to St. Louis has been the usage of his 4-seam fastball. He has relied on the fastball more, and it has been effective, as he has had a strike percentage of 60%, and opposing teams are only slugging .240 against Quintana's 4-seam fastball since joining the Redbirds. When we come back, we'll take a trip around the league. It's the Cards and the Nationals from Busch. More when we come back on Bally Sports. Season as they get set to take on the Nationals from Busch. Let's go down to Tampa as we take a look around the league. The Rays hosting the Red Sox. Former Cardinal Randy Arozarena. Straightaway center field. Not only a home run, but oh, there goes the camera. It's the 19th home run of the season for Randy, a 3-run shot to give the Rays a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st. They have tacked on 2 more in the bottom of the 3rd as they lead it 5-2 as they head to the 4th at the Trop in St. Pete's. Paul Goldschmidt back over at first base for the Cardinals as they look for the bounce back against the Nationals. Dan and Brad get you set for the first pitch when we come back.
Bars upscale buffet. You can have the time of your life at the UMB Champions Club, and then you take in a little baseball. And that's what we'll do tonight. It's game number 2 of the 4-game series. The Washington Nationals, the St. Louis Cardinals, coming up on Bally Sports. This bud's for you by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Car Shield. Car Shield cars go farther. With the UMB Champions Club. Large groups, individuals, families, the kids are here having fun. Great place to take into a game. And it's 79 degrees here in St. Louis. A humid night for game 2 of this 4-game set. And with Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson, I'm Dan McLaughlin. The Cardinals were shut out yesterday. A rarity this season, just the 13th time, and so now they're trying to bounce back with Jose Quintana on the mound.
Well, Dan, you might be on a solo mission at some point during this. The buffet might be calling my name, but Quintana He's on a mission, too, and it ain't to the buffet line. It's to go get the Nationals. They're one of the teams that Jose Quintana has not beaten. So his last time out didn't go exactly as planned. Only lasted 4 2/3 against Cincinnati. He's looking to right the ship a little bit. Hopefully work ahead and utilize that defense behind him.
So Quintana in 6 starts with the Cardinals. The club is 5-1, and he himself is 1-1 with a 3.38 ERA. 29 1/3, 11 earned, and the opponent's hitting .295 since he arrived in St. Louis. There's a look at his Hyundai pitch arsenal.
Well, you know what he's going to do? He's going to use that 4-seam fastball. He's going to drop the curveball in. Changeup doesn't use it as much. He's actually backed off the usage there, but it can be effective. Got to be able to keep it down, and he'll sink it, but the 4-seam usage has been up for Jose Quintana.
So 27th start of the season for the Cardinal lefty, and as Brad mentioned, did not get through 5 last time out against the Cincinnati Reds. A look at the lineup for Davey Martinez. They're coming off a series win against the Mets and then a shutout win last night. Lane Thomas, the former Cardinal. Then Joey Meneses, the former Cardinal. Luke Voigt, Nelson Cruz, the designated hitter. Keber Ruiz, switch hitting catcher. Luis Garcia, Alex Cole, Ildemaro Vargas, a switch hitter, and then C.J. Abrams, one of the main pieces coming back in the Juan Soto deal from San Diego.
Well, C.J. Abrams had himself a day yesterday, didn't he? 4 hits, including a triple, ended up scoring the only run against Jack Flaherty, who, when you want to talk about a good thing that came out of that ball game yesterday, Jack Flaherty certainly one of those.
So Brendan Donovan at third base tonight. Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tommy Edman at short, Nolan Gorman at second, Paul Goldschmidt at first, Andrew Kisner behind the plate. The outfield features Corey Dickerson in left, Tyler O'Neill, and Lars Nootbaar. Lane Thomas, really a key hit, was an 0-2 pitch by Flaherty, hit down the right field line. After the Abrams triple, that made it 1-0 and wound up being the game-winning RBI.
It happens, right? It was simply a mistake, too, from Jack Flaherty. He got ahead of him, was trying to go in off the plate with a fastball, missed middle, defensive swing by Thomas, and went the other way. Interesting thing with Lane Thomas, he's got the biggest differential between home and road. He loves being on the road, hitting .305 when he's away from the Nationals ballpark. Struggles at home.
And the first pitch by Quintana. Ground ball hit to short. Tommy Edman to his left and one away. 1 pitch, 1 out. Would love to see Quintana be a little bit more efficient so that Ollie feels a little bit more comfortable letting him get some length in this game.
Yeah, the thing about Jose Quintana, too, his stuff, he's not a fill up the zone right down the middle, hit it. I mean, he's more of a crafty left-hander. He ends up working the corners, but he does need to continue to command counts a little bit better. Then he can expand. That's the beauty of all of his pitches, that he works on the edges of the strike zone, but if he gets ahead, gets that first pitch strike, then you like his chances moving forward.
So 1 out. Joey Meneses hitting .339, and the first pitch is taken for a strike. Hunter Wendelstedt, the home plate umpire. Chad Whitson at first. Jerry Lane, our crew chief, at second. And Brennan Miller is down at third. Kisner setting up inside, and a ground ball pulled foul down the third base line. We have a good vantage point here at the UMB Champions Club of the space in the outfield and certainly the left side of the infield.
I think it's something that you really don't realize unless you come to a game, how big the outfield really is, how much ground these guys have to cover on a given day.
It is massive. At Busch Stadium, one of the bigger ballparks in all of baseball. The 0-2 pitch taken high. Has Quintana been what you thought he might be?
I think that his first few starts were great. Last few, he hasn't got as deep into games. But the thing about him, he's a competitor. I mean, this is a guy that's going to go out there. He's going to attack the opposition. I think he's been a calming presence.
And the 1-2 is hit down the right field line. It's a fair ball and into the corner. Meneses, all he's done after nearly a decade in the minor leagues is come up to the big leagues and hit.
I think you would too if you spent a decade in the minor leagues. You'd be ready to hit anything. This is a changeup we talked about from Quintana. We talked about how it's effective if it's down in the zone. This one is up. Meneses sees it, drives it the other way. Pitch actually cuts a little bit and gets in on him, but he does a good job of getting his hands in and driving it the other way.
And the batter will be the St. Louis native Luke Voit. Washington left a season high 14 runners on base yesterday. And despite that, they still shut out the Cardinals and took game one. Voit with 18 home runs. And the first pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. Cardinals, by the way, 10-2 following a shutout this season. They seem to be able to have that knack of bouncing back.
Yesterday was an outlier. You just don't get games like that from the Cardinals. You certainly, to your point, you don't get back-to-back games like that.
And the 0-1 pitch to Luke Voit. Fastball high. Luke made his major league debut with the St. Louis Cardinals and then was part of the Gallegos deal with the Yankees. Chasen Shreve, the left-handed reliever, part of that swap as well. The 1-1. And Voit pops it up. Backing up Nolan Gorman. And he'll make the catch. Said it yesterday, boy, Luke Voit does not get cheated whatsoever.
Oh no, he's going to let it rip every single time. You very rarely see the check swing. Hey, let me see if I can get a guy over. No, he's trying to hit a tank every single time, and well, that's why he's got the power numbers that he has.
I thought at the deadline Nelson Cruz would be picked up by somebody. Nationals not going anywhere. Cruz has been around forever. Among active players, he's one of the leaders in home runs and runs batted in. But here he is still with Washington. 10 home runs on the season. And that pitch off the plate. Right-handers hitting .265 against Quintana. The lefties .238. As Brad mentioned, he is winless in his career in 3 starts against the Nationals. One of 5 teams he has never beaten. Arizona, the Cubs, White Sox, Phillies, the other 4. Got in on him, popped up right side, foul territory, back to the infield, and the catch made by Paul Goldschmidt. Coming up for St. Louis, it'll be Lars Nootbaar, Brendan Donovan, and the MVP, Paul Goldschmidt. This lineup. Cardinals 18-4 in their last 22 games. Then Brendan Donovan, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Corey Dickerson, Tyler O'Neill, Nolan Gorman, Andrew Kisner, and Tommy Edman. Nootbaar digging in deep in the box against Paulo Espino. He is 0-6 on the year. His 36th appearance, 16th start. And the last time he was on the mound as a starter was September 1st against Oakland, his Hyundai pitch arsenal.
His fastball curve slider not going to overpower you. His fastball is sitting 87 to 91 miles an hour. He'll utilize it in the upper half of the zone as well. And when he falls behind in counts, be ready to swing. He's going to come right back with a strike.
So Espino in and out of the rotation for Davey Martinez. And the 1-0 pitch. Catches the bottom of the zone. Anibal Sanchez getting the job done yesterday in 5 innings against St. Louis and picked up a win.
Yeah, he was vintage, wasn't he? Sanchez just out there just spotting the corners, didn't miss over the middle, just had the Cardinals hitters off balance.
Slow breaking ball in for a strike. Toyota key to the game.
Well, on the heels of Sanchez yesterday, get going early today. Get a little momentum going. Easier said than done. Again, Espino's not going to overpower you, but you got the guys to do it, especially Newton Donovan, table setters off the top.
Another breaking ball off the plate. Exaggerated shift here for the Nationals. The third baseman Vargas moving from third to the right side of the infield. C.J. Abrams a foot or two on the outfield grass at short. The 2-2 pitch and a strikeout of Nootbaar. Caught him on the inside corner. And defensively for the Nationals, Lane Thomas is in center, and Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Call in left, Meneses in right. Vargas, Abrams, Garcia, Voit along the infield, and Ruiz is behind the plate. And here's Brendan Donovan. I know he will not be the rookie of the year, but you look at Palante yesterday, struggled, and that's hit down the left field line and out of play. But Brendan Donovan should get a little run and a look at just what he's done this year.
I certainly agree with that. When you look about what he's done among the rookies, first of all, 391 on base percentage so far this year. I mean, that's the highest among rookies. He's tough to strike out. Only Stephen Kwan among rookies has a lower strikeout rate. This guy's a tough at bat.
Catches the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-2. Espino has made one career start against the Cardinals. That was July 30th. Went 4 2/3, gave up 4 earned on 7 hits. Curveball pulled foul. Arenado and DeYoung would hit back-to-back home runs in that game.
Really, you've got back-to-back crafty right-handers. When you've got Espino, Anibal Sanchez yesterday, just got to be able to slow it down. I think the Cardinals find themselves against the guys with big velocity. They get them. You know, they go after him. This is a guy that rocks you to sleep.
How come we always say crafty lefties, but never a crafty righty? And I'm with you. This guy's a crafty righty.
Yeah, went for it this time.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
Yeah, that just means not hard throwing, I guess. That's not a crafty righty. That's just one of the best.
Now
in
you're
baseball
in trouble
right there.
Now you're in trouble.
Not sure why they would have shown him right there. Adam Wainwright with perfect example, though, right? Adam Wainwright, when you're looking among starters in baseball, he's got the lowest average fastball velocity. Who cares? The guy deals. He can throw all of his pitches for strikes. He can pitch backwards. That's the game. It's not just velocity.
2-2, fouled back. Slow breaking ball, 72 miles an hour. Boy, you've got to be disciplined staying back on that pitch.
The thing with it, though, you'll be able to see it. You can see it out of his hands. It's got a little bit of a hump in it. It's not that straight, harder breaking ball. So just staying back, maybe thinking about shooting it the other way.
The 2-2. Donovan caught the right side. And that's Abrams, the shortstop, taking a hit away from Brendan Donovan. We're coming to you from the UMB Champions Club. The upscale buffet, gates open an hour and a half prior to the scheduled game time, Monday through Thursday, 2 hours prior to scheduled game times, Friday through Saturday. Great place to take in a game. And here's Goldie with the 34 home runs. 2 outs, nobody on, and the first pitch, a fastball low.
Well, he's got the NL lead in average, has it in RBIs, just 2 shy of Schwarber, 1 shy of Austin Riley, who's having another monster year for the Braves. That triple crown is within reach.
The 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. And here we are at the UMB Champions Club. A great view of what's happening down that left field line. Your third baseman, left side of the infield. The best part, partner, is that when you take a step back behind these enclosed doors, AC.
Well, it is nice.
That's nice.
And the buffet.
Not bad either.
Lots of desserts. It's delicious.
The 2-1 hit up the middle, backhanded by Garcia, and it gets away into the St. Louis dugout. Voit couldn't pick it, and Goldie will take second base. Tough play for Garcia, throwing off balance and going away from the first base side.
No, it really isn't. He does a good job making this play. It's just not made on the other end with Voit. Not that it's an easy one necessarily, but it's one that we've grown accustomed to. That gentleman right there, Paul Goldschmidt, being able to corral those.
Ruled a base hit, E4 on the play. Well, we do take for granted that Goldie just gobbles those up. You don't see him miss too many of those. Luke Voit, the former catcher, by the way, at Missouri State, played for the legendary coach Keith Gutton for so many years. There's Nolan Arenado. The first pitch. Arenado is 1 for 2 against Espino, head-to-head with a home run. Thomas is playing a little bit more shallow than you see most against Nolan Arenado. A lot of guys are back a good 10-15 feet. Back-to-back breaking ball stays away there. 1-1.
Well, Lane Thomas definitely trusting his ability to go back on the baseball. Now you do see when Nolan Arenado goes the other way, oftentimes it's the line drives that way, not necessarily in the gap. All his home runs have been pulled this year.
And the 1-1 doesn't like it because it's popped up on the infield. Backing up Voit, and he'll make the catch. Cardinals strand a runner, 1 inning in the books, and there's no score. Good evening to Jim Hayes.
Danny, the Cardinals are very pleased about what they saw from Jack Flaherty yesterday in his return from a shoulder issue. 5 innings, 1-run ball, 91 pitches. Mike Maddox told me this was opening day round 2 for Jack, and he had much better stuff than he had 2 months ago. Maddox said he had something extra when he needed it. Runners at second and third, strikes out the next 2 after the triple double. He strikes out the side. The raw stuff was there, and it was very encouraging. Danny Maddox said it was shades of 2019, back when Jack always had a little something extra in the tank. We did see some of that yesterday.
All right, Jimmy, thank you. 91 pitches, 1 run on 6 hits, and he did. He would all of a sudden gear it up, and you'd see him get 96, 97 on the gun. K-Bear Ruiz at the plate.
You know what I like, though, when he did do that, when he did reach back for more, it's not like his mechanics got out of whack. It was nice and easy velocity.
And Ruiz yanks one down the left field line and foul. So yesterday, what did you see?
Well, look, I saw encouraging signs. First of all, from Jack. Talked about the velocity up to 97 miles an hour. He had the swing and miss slider, punched out 6, did work around some trouble. Really, even the run that he gave up, Abrams hit a triple. It was a ball that O'Neill took a chance on. And then we talked about Lane Thomas doubled down the line on a mistake. But that's something you can build off. And it looked different.
Ground ball taken there by Tommy Edman. And Ruiz is the first out here in inning number 2.
Now you can just tell, Dan, when Jack came back the first time this year, it looked like he was laboring through things. That didn't look like he was laboring yesterday.
Luis Garcia, 295 with the 6 home runs, and he's driven in 31. The National League East has been pretty tough on the Cardinals. Breaking ball taken inside. Cardinals 14-17 against the East. They went 4-4 against Atlanta, 2-5 against the Mets, 4-2 against Miami. Another good breaking ball. 3-4 against the Phillies, and right now even 2-2 against Washington.
Some good ball clubs, certainly. When you're looking at the Braves, and we've talked about it, one of the best teams we've seen. We know how tough the Mets are. Going to have to go through one of those teams in the postseason.
Davey Martinez has seen his roster really gutted since the World Championship of 2019. And a fly ball into right, and it's off the wall. Played perfectly by Nootbaar. His throw into second is not in time, and Garcia is in with a double.
Dan, I have no idea how Luis Garcia even kept this ball fair. I mean, this was a sinker. It was well in off the plate, in on the hands. And he just turns. I mean, that is a quick bat right there by Garcia. Missed going out of the ballpark by less than a foot. Nice play by Newt. Newt's got a strong arm out there and right.
Big time. And that was on a line, and Garcia had to be hustling out of the box, which he was. And Tommy Edman holding that tag just in case. So many runners now pop off the bag, and with replay you hold that tag. Here's Alex Call with 1 out and a runner at second, showing bunt with 1 down, and there's strike 1.
This is something we've seen a lot from Dave Martinez's team. I mean, they manufacture some runs. You talked about the fact that they've been picked apart the last couple of years. This isn't chock full of household names. They got to figure out ways to score runs. So the small ball ends up meaning a lot for his ball club.
Outside. We're at the UMB Champions Club. The upscale buffet, the full service bars, 30-inch TVs all over the place. You'll never miss a single pitch. Fouled back, and there's strike two.
Remember you said that, okay? Just remember that. When I maybe take an extended leave of absence during this ball game, know that I will not miss a single pitch.
You can't. There's TVs everywhere when you go inside, and it's AC. It's kind of similar to going into that restaurant of the green seats.
It's quite similar.
So you are admitting that those are your seats.
I've walked through there before. It's very, very nice.
The 1-2 pitch with Garcia at second. And a fly ball lifted out to left center. And that'll be O'Neill. Makes the catch. Runner stays put. That's Garcia. Let's take a look at our Kia player profile with 2 outs and a runner at second base, and the switch hitting Vargas coming up. Closer look at Jose Quintana. So his last 8 starts, both with Pittsburgh and St. Louis, the 2.36 ERA. First couple of starts with the Cardinals, really impressive.
Yeah, really solid. That'll play right there. What the Cardinals desperately needed in their rotation at the trade deadline was just some continuity. Somebody that's going to go out there every 5th day, take the ball, know what you're going to give them. And I believe that Jose Quintana is absolutely one of those guys. You know he's a competitor, wants to be in this mode, in this environment.
Hit out to right in trouble. That ball is down. 1-0 Washington. An RBI for Vargas, his 17th. And that's his 13th run batted in 28 games now with the Nationals. A 2-out single to right, and Washington leads it 1-0.
Pretty good job right here by Vargas. It's a breaking ball down and away by Quintana, and he just goes the other way. And we're seeing the Nationals be able to do this, drive the ball the other way. It's a nice job by him.
It brings in C.J. Abrams. As Brad mentioned earlier, Cardinals struggled to get him out in game 1, and a fastball blown right by him, and that's strike 1. He's only 21, and really the centerpiece of the deal coming back in the Juan Soto trade.
Well, you look at Abrams, I mean, he looks even younger, and you realize that he's going to gain strength. He's already an incredibly fast player. You get him on base, I mean, he'll steal some bags. Great defensively, solidified things for them at shortstop. Talking about a pitching staff that has struggled. We were talking about it yesterday during the game. The Nationals had the highest starters ERA in all of baseball. Well, when you don't have great defense, stuff like that is going to happen. Well, Abrams has come over. You know, you've had Vargas over at third. Luis Garcia has been really good over at second base. That helps slow things down for your pitcher.
So 2 outs, runner at first, and a 1-1 pitch. And a souvenir just below us here at the UMB Champions Club down the third base line.
I was happy to see you brought your glove today, Dan, just in case.
Just in case. It'd be tough. You got to slide it under the overhang here, avoid the TV, avoid you, and then wind up in my lap.
Well, you avoid me well, so chances are
good point.
You might be able to get one.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Missed outside, and it's 2-2. Quintana with his 28th pitch upcoming to the 9th place batter, C.J. Abrams. And a check on Vargas, who's got a couple of stolen bases this year. Boy, C.J. looks young, doesn't he? I know he's 21, but he looks young, too.
He does. He does. But there's a reason that the Padres were so high on him. There's a reason that he had to be a part of, if not the centerpiece of the deal, to get Juan Soto, the most talented guy on the trade market.
Popped up to the right side. Goldie over near the dugout and out of play. Near the camera well down there, and Willie McGee. Willie's always perched on that top step, furthest from Ollie And pitch by pitch, going through the charts, setting the defense, and working with these guys day in and day out. To his left and screen right is Pop Warner. Very good coaching staff, really, on both sides here tonight.
It really is. A watchful eye on everything that's going on.
The 2-2 pitch to Abrams. On its way. Foul back. One of the advantages of being here at the UMB Champions Club for us is that you get a different view of the game, but also you see the speed of the game, just how quick guys are, the fast runners that we had on the double by Garcia, the throw by Newbar, how quickly things evolve. Lifted in the air out to left fielder Corey Dickerson, and he'll make the catch. UMB Champions Club right here. That's our view. That's Brad. 1-0. You can enjoy the show wherever you are with the MLB app. Coverage of in-game highlights, pitch-by-pitch features, select live broadcast coverage, and more. Won't want to miss a beat when you download the MLB app today. 1982 World Series Championship Trophy. That's another part of this club. The trophies are on display. It's Dickerson, Tyler O'Neill, and Nolan Gorman. Corey Dickerson averaged at .283 and a big breaking ball called a strike in the bottom of the zone. 5 home runs, and he's driven in 25. And here we go again, Brad. Another team, another pitcher, and more numbers in favor of Corey Dickerson. A .360 hitter in his career against Washington.
It's every night. Every night something shows up. And we're starting to see him show up since coming back off the IL. I mean, he has forced Ollie's hand to put him in the lineup. I mean, it was a struggle early on in the season for him, then winds up on the IL, but it's just come back a different hitter, more comfortable in his role, convicted in what he's doing.
So he's got 36 hits against the Nationals. 8 of the 36 have been home runs. One ball and 2 strikes on Corey Dickerson. Hit up the middle and a base hit. The Cardinals have their second hit tonight.
Well, ho-hum, just another base hit for Dickerson. It's a breaking ball up the middle. Shifted him to the right side. Didn't hit this thing hard, but you don't have to find a hole.
And here is Tyler O'Neill. 13 home runs, has driven in 56 and a .229 average. Bill and Margie Tyler recently celebrated their 65th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, and they're enjoying baseball tonight. Bill and Margie Tyler. Breaking ball in for a strike. Big swing and a miss. 0-2.
If you're going to throw that pitch to Tyler O'Neill, it better be there. It better be down the way. You make that mistake arm side. We've seen him punish those baseballs. 5 home runs for him in his last 10 games. He's driven in 12. We're starting to see the power heat up a little bit here for Tyler O'Neill.
Hang one of those breaking balls, all of a sudden Cardinals have a lead. Fastball upstairs. 1-2. Sit back on a slow breaking ball and goodbye. We'll see. Shift here for O'Neill. Outfield is deep. Runner at first, Corey Dickerson. No stolen bases this year. The 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. The 2-2. Double play ball. Flipped by Abrams. The turn, and it's 2. Abrams, Garcia to Voit. 6-4-3. That's about the only way you're going to get a double play with Tyler O'Neill at the plate. Hard hit, and that was. And there's a live look. Camera of Phil Nichols inside the UMB Champions Club. And then you have the outdoor reserved seating. That's located on level 2. And now it's Nolan Gorman, 1 for his last 15 with 8 strikeouts. What are you seeing, Brad, right now with Nolan?
Well, look, I think that he's had a few things running through his head. First of all, he's going to get 4 knocks today. He got a new haircut. He's fresh shaven. He's going to be good to go. Sometimes you got to mix things up, Dan.
Yeah.
So that's number 1. But we've seen the opposition. We've seen them go upstairs with the fastball, and he's swung through some of those. And maybe you start getting conscious on that. Or say, okay, I got to speed up for that. Well, then that leaves you open to the changeup at the bottom of the zone. I think he just needs to simplify it, little up the middle approach. His hands are so fast anyhow. He doesn't have to try to pull the home run. We saw this a couple of weeks ago. His ability to drive the ball the other way with authority put a lot of pressure on yourself. And it's hard when you're not playing every single day to get comfortable. Part of that learning curve.
Outfield deep. The shift. There's that elevated fastball. 2-2.
And it doesn't have to be 99 miles an hour. I mean, you look at Paolo Espino. He does not throw that hard, but he spots it up well. The stroke right now from Gorman, anyhow, he's got that typical left-hander stroke down and in. He'll be able to hit that ball. He can also hit the ball down and away pretty well, but the one up is tough.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. And Espino is struck out 2. We play 2. 1-0 from the UMB Champions Club. And Bally Sports Midwest teaming up to recognize people and places pitching in to make a difference in our community. And today we salute Hispanic Festival Incorporated, a local nonprofit dedicated to educating and celebrating the Hispanic arts and culture. So thank you, Hispanic Festival Incorporated, for pitching in. We move to the 3rd inning. Top of the lineup, and Lane Thomas grounded out to short first time up. And the first pitch taken for his strike. Well, including tonight, 12 regular season home games left. That is it. So if you're thinking about coming down to see Yadi, Waino, Albert after tonight, 11 to go in the regular season.
You got to do it. I mean, if you have the opportunity, if you can, it's worthwhile. The vibe in this ballpark, Dan, has been so special. I'm very interested to see what it's going to look like on the road down the stretch. Cardinal fans are going to travel. PNC, I think there's going to be a lot of red at the end of the season.
I also believe that Thursday has a chance to be a pretty nice crowd that, and we always draw well, but when you consider the fact that Wainwright is scheduled to go with Yadi behind the plate, which would then tie the all-time record of battery mates to chance at history, and a broken bat base hit out to left field off the bat of Lane Thomas, and he's 1 for 2.
Well, if you need one for work or school, Dan will write you a letter.
Yeah, I will. Yep.
Handwritten, each one of them.
Handwritten, each one, whatever you need. Come on down. Again, like I said, if you teach a history class, come on out. You're going to see history.
That's it. And current affairs. I mean, really, best of both worlds.
Current affairs, yes. There's Joey Meneses, who doubled down the right field line. Nationals with 4 hits tonight, and the first pitch, a strike. It lines up, too, for Yadi and Waino then to set the all-time record here at home against Milwaukee. I believe that would be on the 12th. Does that sound right, or the 14th? 12th, yeah.
Like good at math, Dan. You know that.
Thanks for the help.
Can't add days. I don't even know what the day is.
today would be a Tuesday, September 6th.
Go tomorrow at 5. Bingo, bango, bongo. It's the 12th, Dan. Checks out.
Got it. Cardinals have turned 133 ground ball double plays. And that'll be out of play in the seats along the first base line.
Well, Joey Meneses, again, the 30-year-old rookie, he's been hitting everything at the big league level. You think, okay, let's sneak a fastball by him. Well, he's hitting well over 300 against a fastball, but he's hitting breaking balls even better. So you just got to be careful. This is a guy that's been waiting a long, long time for an opportunity, and he's locked in.
Ground ball left side. Donovan gloves. The turn. And 2. It's a double play. Donovan, Gorman to Goldie. Perfect feed from our vantage point by Brendan Donovan.
Yes, it was. He was quick to get to it. Nice feed to Gorman. Gorman's got the really strong arm. He doesn't need to use the feed at all. Got that third baseman's arm. Brendan Donovan has been so good wherever you put him on the diamond. I think that Nolan Gorman has really taken to the position. I was watching him specifically today before the game, taking ground balls and working on the double play, the feeds, the footwork. It's what it's all about. The work that you put in, that's what you get out of it.
To your point, Nolan Gorman, really, you do see the third baseman's arm at times at second, how strong he makes that throw and makes that turn. So 2 outs and nobody on, and here's Luke Voit and an 0-1 pitch. Fourth straight game with a ground ball double play for Quintana, which is what the Cardinals anticipated, that he'd keep the ball in the ballpark, many times on the ground. Not much of a swing and miss staff. He'll get his fair share, but that really belongs to Jack Flaherty. A big swing and a miss again by Luke Voit. 1-2.
What an addition that Jack Flaherty could end up being to this staff. When you look at the swing and miss that he has, and you look at his ability to run the fastball by you, he can also, drop that slider in, back foot. So many things he can do.
Elevated the fastball there, and a strikeout of Voit, who slams his bat. And the first strikeout for Quintana. Coverage cam. The UMB Champions Club. A sight to behold on this Tuesday night.
What was your favorite snack you've had?
Broccoli. It was really good.
It was an interesting plate of broccoli I saw you with earlier.
It was delicious.
It seemed to have M&Ms in it.
Well, that was the cookie. You said what was my most interesting, and I answered your question.
Oh, I missed the broccoli. I must have just shown up for the dessert plate.
Just one cookie. One ping. One ping only, please. Andrew Kisner at the plate. Breaking ball taken in the dirt. Oh, they said he did go, so a count of 0-2. One ping only. You don't know what that's from?
Of course I know what that's from. Tell the listeners, though. Tell everybody watching.
The Hunt for Red October.
Obviously, it's from the Hunt for Red October. Everybody knows that. Did you just wave me off?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Just glad it wasn't from Hoosiers.
Another movie that you decided to dive into it, didn't you?
It's on the list.
1-2 pitch inside. 2-2. And another to Kisner. Off the plate and a full count. Kisner here. The switch hitter, Tommy Edman, and then Lars Nootbaar.
I said this yesterday with Sanchez, and I still believe it to be true with Espino. At some point, he's going to make some mistakes over the plate. You got to make him pay. That'd be one.
And so that is the third strikeout for Espino. While we have a moment, quick word from Tickets for Less.
Tickets for Less. For a better ticketing experience. Best seats, best prices, and no surprises at checkout.
UB Champions Club and the display of the trophies. World Championship trophies. By the way, your math is bad.
Got an off day.
On the 12th.
13th it is.
That'll be the 14th.
I forgot to carry the 2.
One, two, three, 4, 5. Yeah, 14th.
Yeah,
Wayno Yachty, 14th.
Yeah, I was going to have to take off a shoe for that.
But if you want to come down there, I'll get you a ticket for the 12th.
Is that the
be you and your friends?
The whole 9th green at 9? You gonna do that? Is that what we're doing here?
You got a Fredbird show that day, though?
Real nice. Cardinals Kids Show.
Featuring Brad Thompson.
Perhaps.
Up and in. So if you want to see history, get your tickets for the 14th.
But keep the 12th open. You never know.
You never know.
I think Espino's doing a really good job against the lefties, Dan, of getting in. He's really been opening up that breaking ball way because his ability to go in. He's doing it with the four seam and he's cutting the ball into the lefties.
And a grounder foul. I think Yachty got that with his hat. I know he's got the baseball. Take a look. He doesn't miss a beat.
No days off, Dan. Not for that guy. Instincts take over.
Ooh, just missed. 3-2.
Your Chevy pitch track right here is Espino with the four-seam fastball, bottom of the zone, but does not get the call from Hunter Wendelstedt, our home plate umpire.
And a 3-2. Up the middle, but into the shift. Hit that ball hard, but right into the shift. Golf night is coming up tomorrow, presented by the Ascension Charity Classic. Purchase of a special themed ticket. Fans take home an exclusive Cardinals club head cover. For tickets or information, visit cardinals.com/theme. The Ascension Charity Classic having a pairings party tonight here at the ballpark. That'll kick off and all kinds of events at Norwood Hills this week. Go check it out. A lot of fun. The pitch taken low by Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar struck out looking his first time up, and he's over his last 10 with 3 strikeouts and a shift on the right side. Fastball, the bottom of the zone.
Espino has been spotting up. You mentioned Newt getting caught looking in that first at bat. He doesn't expand his zone very often, but the wide bulk of his strikeouts are in fact looking. Just catch him on corners.
And a grounder hit sharply to Boyd, and he'll take it himself. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals, and we play 3. It's 1-0 Washington. It's brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals, and by Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. All right, that's our buddy Alan Stout, who is here tonight.
ABT.
How you doing, buddy? Alan Stout here with his family, and recently had a tough go of it, but healthy now and coming out to the ballpark, and our colleague at Bally Sports Midwest, and it's awesome to see him here at Busch Stadium, a place that he truly loves.
Made me smile so big to see Stouty today at the ballpark. Give him a big hug. Love that dude.
Now, we hear about the best fans in baseball. That is
He's
a BFib.
He is a card-carrying member.
Yes, sir.
Of the best fans in baseball.
You got that right. He loves his Cardinals. Our colleague at Bally Sports Midwest. Awesome to have him here. So if you know Alan and you're watching the game, just send him a text and say, hey, great to see you at the ballpark. Just blow up that phone.
So how'd you get those tickets?
Yeah, right.
Pretty good spot.
I know some people around here. 2-1 pitch to Cruz, and that's it out of play. And a 2-2 pitch.
Dan, you mentioned it in Nelson Cruz's first at bat, the fact that he's still there. They didn't trade him off. I really thought that was part of the idea when they traded, or when they signed him in the first place in the offseason. Say, okay, well, we have an asset here. Maybe we'll be able to flip him. I know this about Nelson Cruz. Every single team he's on, they love him. I mean, this is one of the best teammates in baseball. Probably good to have him around for a bunch of, have a bunch of young players that are trying to catch their stride in the big league level. That guy's a great example of how to do things, how to go about it, not only on the field, but off the field. He's so huge in his community back home. It's important to have guys like that around.
Fans in St. Louis appreciate him. The 2-2. And a swing and a miss. And Nelson Cruz just walking back to the dugout. What?
Did you just do that?
What?
Good breaking ball here by Quintana. Looks like he short arms it a little bit there. Couldn't quite get to that.
That's all I did.
No, you did. You did. And then you might have referenced a gator arm in right field during the. It doesn't
Did you
matter.
just do that?
No, I don't think so. No.
That's on you.
Yeah.
I believe you went that way. Nelson Cruz was in right field of Game 6 of the 2011 World Series, and the very famous, one of two very famous hits by David Freese.
Well, certainly ran out of room in right is all that happened there.
Absolutely. Here's Ruiz. I've talked to David Freese about it, and he has talked to Nelson Cruz on a serious note. He said he's the best. He said he's the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. Just one of those plays, biggest stage, and Cardinals were the benefactor of that play.
Well, David Freese has talked about it also, the fact that had things not gone that way, he'd have been remembered for a ball off his head.
That's right. Good pitch. Late break by Quintana to Ruiz. First 6 innings, maybe 7 innings, were kind of an ugly game. Game 6 of the 2011 World Series, which included a ball that was dropped by David Freese, a pop-up. Here's a 1-2. He said all I could think about was the next day the front page of the paper is me and a ball dropping on my head. So that's all I could think about.
Well, he totally redeemed himself.
Oh, did he ever?
Yeah, that's a bad feeling on the biggest stage. And then the best feeling on the biggest stage.
The 2-2 pitch.
I know our good late friend Chris Duncan would joke about being in the outfield in the World Series in 2006, and he'd say, well, you make 2-3 errors in the outfield, all of a sudden you're a liability.
He was a nervous wreck.
Oh my gosh, wasn't he? But another guy, you don't win a World Series. We don't win in 2006 without Dunk and what he did. 20+ home runs, just a presence in that lineup.
The 2-2. We talked so much about 11, and you're part of the 06 team. When you think about that team, what first comes to mind when you think of that championship?
Well, the thing that comes to mind is just the grind to get there, because it was just one of those years. Again, 83 wins doesn't buy you what it used to. Okay, because that was the win total in 2006. But come playoff time against the Padres, the team was healthy, and you had everybody back. And you looked around, you knew it was going to be a good club. You knew 05, I mean, it was a 100-win team. You had largely that entire group back, and you knew there was more there. Just went on a run at the right time. But a relentless group, and a group that had a lot of veterans on it, but also relied on some young guys. Obviously, Adam Wainwright being one of those young guys at the back end of the pen. Josh Kinney, Tyler Johnson, leaning on a lot of young guys, then veterans as well. I mean, what a run it was. I always say, just get in. Well, it's true.
11 could say that too. Just get in.
That 2011 team was almost eliminated. I mean, it felt like mathematically it was getting close.
3-2 pitch, and it's hit out of play. There's something about this club. It's a little bit different than in years past, where they've gotten in, but you weren't really, I don't know if overly confident about the team is the right way to put it, but there is something going on with this club that there's an excitement around it. Certainly Albert adds to that, and Yachty and Waino and Goldie Arenado, but the way they're winning games, the way they're playing baseball, as Quintana makes the catch. Brad will tell you he's the best athlete on the field.
Just going to tell you, Dan, that's the best athlete on the field right there. Did you see the way he pounced off the mound like a cat? Others said, let me get that. I got it. He said, no, this is all me. Move it, Gold Glovers. I got this. Take that.
Would you agree with that, though? There's something
that he's
different
the best
around.
Athlete on the field?
No. We already established that.
Yeah, certainly.
Now we can move on.
Okay.
Different feeling around this club.
Look at that athlete right there.
It's a heck of an athlete, I'll tell you.
Yes, no, certainly. You and Dan, we have the good fortune to be around this club, be around them on the road, in the clubhouse. Man, there's a vibe to it. There really is. And look, I'll ask you, what's the weakness of this ball club right now? It's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah, it really is. And a grounder foul up the first base line.
On a given day, this club can beat you in different ways. We've seen the offense, especially since the All-Star break, they have been one of the best in baseball. I mean, they have been the best in baseball, but the entire year the offense has been there. Now the pitching staff solidified. Ollie Marmol's doing a great job with his bullpen as well. I mean, that group has been good. Just don't know where you look at and say, all right, well, the Cardinals are weak here.
And the 0-2 pitch blocked and kept in front. So 1-2 the count on Luis Garcia. Garcia doubled off the wall and scored back in the second inning. And that is our only run tonight. Cardinals have been out hit 4-2. It's 1-0 our score in the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. What a beautiful night here in the Gateway City. We come to you from Busch Stadium. And the 1-2. A souvenir and a big crowd here tonight yet again. We've had some amazing crowds, certainly over the holiday weekend and again here tonight. Nothing like coming to Busch Stadium. The next, and it's taken low. Evens it up at 2-2.
Pretty good take right there by Luis Garcia. Good breaking ball. Quintana's shown off some good feel for that. Changeup's been hit or miss. He's elevated with that pitch, but the combination of his four seam and the curveball have been good.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Quintana has struck out 3 of the last 4. He's starting to settle in, and you're watching Cardinals baseball on Bally Sports. Don't miss Budweiser Bash, and that'll be Tuesday, September 13th in the Budweiser Terrace, featuring former Cardinal Jim Cott. VIP themed ticket, gain access to an exclusive pregame autograph session. The Hall of Famer will be here. Tickets at cardinals.com/budbash. There's Brendan Donovan. And Donovan tonight, second spot in the lineup. Hit a soft liner to short. He's 0 for 1. Coming up, Jim Hayes will visit with SLU men's basketball coach Travis Ford. They are going to be awfully good this year.
They're a fun team to watch.
Many of their main players are back. They get an injured star back this year, so should be fun. We'll have a bunch of those games for you right here on Bally Sports Midwest. And there's Travis. Good guy, that Travis Ford. It's been fun to get to know him.
Should have got him a green seat.
Did you take care of that?
That's where I thought you were going to do it.
I don't have those. That's you.
You should have asked somebody.
Three and 1 to count on Donovan. And the next pitch. Out to deep right center. And gone. It's a home run. Donovan takes it deep. His third home run of the year. And we're tied with one swing of the bat. 1-1.
Cardinals needed something to get going, and here it is. It's a fastball down and in, and Donovan just turns and burns on this thing. We talk about the eye that he has, how he works counts, but he's got some pop. Usually gap to gap. This one in the gap and gets out of here. What a big swing of the bat there by Brendan Donovan.
And now Goldie tied 1-1. 403 feet, 104 off the bat. The third home run for Donovan, and his first homer in 46 games. The last was June 26th, and that was against the Chicago Cubs. Off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. All 3 of his home runs have been right here at Busch Stadium. Yeah, just over the wall. Goldschmidt at home with 14 doubles, a .356 average. 21 of his 34 homers have been hit right here at Busch Stadium. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The next ground ball softly hit right side. Luis Garcia throw up the line, but Voit is on the bag, and that's the first out. This guy's a good player, that Brendan Donovan.
He is a good player. Did a Cardinals Kids Club event, and kids were asking questions, and Brendan Donovan and Lars Newbar, as well as Ollie Marmol, were taking part of it. But one of the questions for Donovan and Newbar, a young man said, hey, do you think you can hit a home run? And Donovan said, well, I don't hit a lot of home runs, but I think I can. I've got a couple this year. Well, he added to it today.
Love it.
He's got the home run power.
He was also asked the other day by one of the young kids in a program, what's the best part of being a Cardinal? I mean, it wasn't even out of the kid's mouth, and he said winning. And that was it. He said, I like to win.
It's a good answer. He was also asked yesterday, what position does he like playing the most? And his answer was, whichever position I'm at on a given day. That's my favorite. And then Ollie took the microphone and said, well, you don't have a favorite position today. This was before the lineups were out. He was out of the lineup yesterday. But I love the relationship that Ollie has with his players. I mean, this is just a fun group.
0-2 pitch, missed in. 2 pitches before Arenado may have missed his pitch. It was sitting there spinning. It's the Cardinals' first run in their last 12 innings. The last was the Pujols home run. Soft liner, excuse me, base hit.
Sometimes you just got to get the bat to it. That's the case right here. A little half swing from Nolan Arenado. It's a slider, and it's a really good pitch. It's down and away. It's off the plate, but Nolan just gets to it and drops into center field.
Corey Dickerson, a base hit into center, first time up. Cardinals now with 4 hits. And we've got a tie ball game, 1-1 here in the home half of the 4th. Donovan's home run, the 200th home run allowed by Nats pitching. 60 seconds since the All-Star break, and that leads Major League Baseball. Short lead at first by Nolan Arenado. And the 1-0 pitch to Dickerson. Dickerson rips it foul. Right past Stubby Clapp, the first base coach of the Cardinals. A ball and a strike. 4 hits aside. Nationals have stranded 2. They've committed an error. The Cardinals have left 1 on, tied 1-1. The next out of play.
This is a spot, especially recently. Dickerson has been very good with 2 strikes. And on the flip side, throughout the season, he's been solid today. But Espino, he's given up a lot with 2 strikes. I mean, it has not had that pitch that can really bury hitters.
And the 1-2. Line the other way. That ball is fair. Arenado to third. Dickerson to second. And the Cardinals have something going here in the 4th. Corey Dickerson 2 for 2 with a single and now a double.
Right on cue, 2 strikes, just gets himself a fastball elevated. But we've talked about Paolo Espino. The fastball doesn't have enough zip on it to really get by you. He does a good job of a nice level swing. You see Dickerson chokes up a little bit on the bat as well and just drives it out into left. That took a nice kick too. Kicks off the wall, call out there in left field, takes a second to get to it.
While we have a moment, quick word from BOS.
You're moving up in the world. You deserve a bank that can keep up with your changing needs. It's time to make the bold move. BOS. Bank boldly.
Here's Tyler O'Neill. Hit the ball sharply first time up in the 2nd inning. And it went 6-4-3 in a double play. Out to visit the pitching coach, Jim Hickey.
We're going to talk it over. You know these guys are ready. You mentioned it's been 12 innings since they scored a run. This group can punch in bunches, and this is a guy right here you don't want to make a mistake to. Well, back up breaking ball. All of a sudden it's in Big Mac land.
That's what I was thinking the first time, is that O'Neill, when you watch him, there are times, I mean, he is sitting back, wait, and with the quick hands will explode. With a slow breaking ball, he could do that. And so the first baseman, Luke Voigt, is in. Infielders in a step or two. And the first pitch. Strike one.
Tight slider right there by Espino, ties him up.
The 0-1. Out to deep left field. Catch made shy of the track. Runner will tag. That's Nolan Arenado, and the Cardinals have themselves a 2-1 lead.
Well, sometimes it's going to be the long ball. Sometimes it's going to be manufacturing. He just got a slider. It was up and up, drives it out into left, and drives one in. Nice job by Tyler O'Neill.
Here's Nolan Gorman. Seems like that home run by Donovan has kind of gotten this offense rolling a little bit.
Well, it certainly brought some excitement, a little bit buzz back into the ballpark. Paulo Espino had done a good job of quieting this large crowd here at Busch Stadium. Now they're ready to rock, and hopefully Gorman can add to it here. Just got to be able to stay on the baseball. Just seeing him pull off a little bit. And it's those small movements, whether it be the hips opening, the shoulder opening, that are the big difference.
Way outside and high for Tyler O'Neill, his 7th sac fly, 5th in the National League. He's driven in 57 and given the Cardinals now a 2-1 lead. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And Gorman lifts it high in the air, out to deep right field, at the wall, and it's off the wall. Dickerson will score. Nolan Gorman to second with a double. 3-1 St. Louis.
Said it was a matter of time. Espino at some point was going to make some mistakes, and he has done so in this inning. This is a changeup. It's elevated up in the zone. Nice, smooth, easy swing right there by Nolan Gorman. Drives it off the wall to drive in a run. That's the stroke right there. He's saying that's the haircut right there.
You betcha.
Tighten up.
And now it's Kisner. Struck out looking first time up. Kisner, a liner out to left, but right at Alex Call. Brendan Donovan gets the scoring started for the Cardinals with a home run. His 3rd of the year. Just cleared the wall. That tied it, and the Cardinals added 2 more, 3-1.
Three-one Cards as we move to the 5th. It's SLU night at the ballpark, and a chance to catch up with SLU men's basketball coach Travis Ford. So, Coach, let me ask you about the season you had last season. Really good, but you got a ton of returning talent. How excited are you about what's coming back?
Yeah, hopefully we can build on last season. Really excited because of the returning players. We think we have the best point guard in America in Yuri Collins. He just makes everybody around him better. And, you know, you got Gibson Jimerson, and Javante Perkins is back. And, you know, you got Francis Okoro inside. And you got a lot of pieces. Fred Thatcher was, I thought, one of the better players in our league at the end of the year. And then we've added some really great pieces in Javon Pickett from Mizzou, transfer. A big guy inside, and Jay Forrester, and you know, we just feel really good about our depth right now. But the pieces with our veteran players, the pieces we really like.
Collins throughout the first pitch tonight. It always seems year to year he expands his game.
Yeah, you know, you look at last year, he led the country in assists, but he also shot 36% from the 3-point line. And I think the way he's been shooting it, even today in our workouts, he shot the ball incredibly well. I think he could even get up in the 40s from the 3-point line. But you can just write down 10 assists a game, and that makes everybody else's job that much easier.
Perkins coming back from injury. How much better does he make your ball club?
Well, he's just another incredible offensive weapon. When you've got Gibson Jimerson on one wing, Javonte Perkins on another wing, that's going to be hard to stop when you got the best point guard who's going to get them shots. Javonte's not only a great shooter, but a great one-on-one player, can score off the dribble, mid-range, great free throw shooter. But no question, Javonte's considered one of the better players in college basketball.
You had a good season last year, NIT. How does that experience from last season feed into this year?
Well, we hope a lot. We put together one of the tougher schedules that I've ever put together as a college coach. We're going to be tested night in and night out. Got some great games at Chaifetz Arenas, incredible games, non-conference as well as conference play. So I think that's going to hopefully prepare us for hopefully an NCAA berth and hopefully an NCAA run.
Everything going in the right direction. And, of course, you will have Danny Mack calling the games. Now, you were saying you were hoping there would be a change. You're back with Danny Mack.
Well, we pushed for it, but I guess we got to put up with him. I guess we'll take him. But with all the luck he's bringing the Cardinals, we hope some of that rubs off on us because he's got them going. He's got the Cardinals going right now. That's for sure.
Danny frames every big moment just perfectly. I know you'll have big moments this season. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Danny Mack.
All right. Thank you, Jim, and thanks for getting me nearly fired. How about that?
Yeah, look, you don't need his help to get fired. I'll tell you that right now.
Coach and Jimmy, they're on the outs with me right now.
I agree.
Actually, I love being around both of them. I love Jimmy. And I got to tell you, Coach, when he got here to SLU, the cupboard was bare. Really bare.
Well, he's been out recruiting.
And he was able to squeeze some wins out of a team that wasn't very athletic. Let's just put it that way. They needed some help. And he can flat out recruit. He has gotten kids that can play. And the one thing I love about Coach is that he mentioned it there in the interview with Jimmy. He said, hey, we got great games at Chaifetz Arena. And if you haven't been to Chaifetz Arena for a big time matchup, make sure and do it.
It's one of my favorite venues.
It's great. It's a great college facility to see basketball. And SLU has such a rich tradition of both soccer and basketball, but make sure and go out and support them. It is a lot of fun. And Coach Ford has done a really nice job. Good guy. And I hope to bring them a little luck, but I don't think they're going to need it.
Every little extra bit, it helps anyhow, Dan.
You're right. I don't know if basketball coaches are as superstitious, though, as baseball players. Now, when you shoot a free throw, you do everything the same. That's kind of a superstition to an extent, I guess. Same amount of dribbles, maybe a little spin, get a little rhythm.
That's more of a routine, though. You can call it a routine.
There's the 0-2 pitch, and it's hit out of play.
I'm not superstitious.
Did you have any?
Little stitious, not super.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
Was it really?
Well, it wasn't even like I just had my routines. But I love what Adam had talked about when he was mic'd up on the national game over the weekend. It's like routine is great until it becomes superstition, and then you have a game, a day where your routine gets blown up. I've always said, rule your routine. Don't let your routine rule you. But I would do different things, between innings. When there's one out, I would do something. I'd always make sure my stuff was on one side. I don't know, just little silly stuff that just seemed to make sense to me.
So if you had a good outing, would you eat the same food then until your next outing, or that kind of stuff?
Especially when I was in the rotation, a nice changeup right there to get him. That's the best changeup we've seen from Quintana. When I was starting games, I usually had the same routine, and it wasn't breakfast. I would eat the same thing, and another good look at it. That one just dives out of the hand of Quintana there to get the punch out. But PB&J was the go-to on game days. Now, peanut butter and jelly was something that you ate every single day in the minor leagues, and the reason you ate it, it was the only thing to eat in the minor leagues. And usually it was
probably the only thing you could afford.
Oh, yeah. It was the same knife for the peanut butter and the jelly. I mean, there's a lot of cross-contamination between the two, but for some reason at the big league level, it just made sense.
Yeah.
It's a perfect food.
It does make sense. A little protein.
It works. Right? Some sugar.
Yeah.
Get your carbs in there, too.
Sure.
Now, fortunately, didn't string together that many great ones in a row, so I got to mix up my diet.
The swing and a miss.
We're seeing Quintana with that breaking ball really change the shapes of it. We've seen it with the right-handers where he'll drop in the more of a 12-6. Against the lefties, he's throwing that sweeper.
Nothing in 2 the count. And the next to C.J. Abrams. Instead, a check on Call, who started this inning with a base hit to right. Vargas struck out, and Abrams flied to left his first time up. Cardinals have turned 1 double play. Quintana has induced 19 ground ball double plays this year. And 9 of 19 have been with St. Louis as the Nationals started the runner. Who is the most superstitious guy you played with? Is there one that comes to mind?
That's really not. There's not like one guy that pops up. I think everybody had their own routines, but for the most part, most teammates I had were never really ruled by it. At least as far as I know. Now, who knows what was going on in half of their brains?
Right.
Yeah, but from the outside looking in, none of it was too bad.
The 0-2. Jim Hayes left the interview with Travis Ford and began the wave, and we're right in the middle of the wave here with the folks at the UMB Champions Club.
I'll tell you right now, this thing comes around again, and it's going to come around again. We are in. It caught me by surprise early. But not this time.
Another check on Call at first base. Well, no surprise, Alan Stout came over to sit with us, and all of a sudden the Cardinals scored runs, so maybe he needs to be with us all the time.
Told you, the guy's lucky.
Superstitious.
Just a little stitious.
And that's taken low. Get back in your seat. You were right in the middle of the wave and then right in my view of home plate.
Felt good. You're a pro. You can handle it. I'm a man of the people today.
You are.
We are here. We're in the middle of it.
Yep. The 2-2. And that is out of play.
Now, not to get greedy in this ball game, but being here in the UMB Champions Club, I mean, sitting out in the stands or outside, boy, I kind of want to see an Albert at bat a little bit later.
Absolutely.
I want to be in that vibe when that man steps out of the dugout.
The next, and a ground ball to Donovan, and with Abrams' speed, no chance to turn 2. Cardinals excited to celebrate with everyone in town. The newest pro sports team in St. Louis, STL City SC. Saturday, September 17th, Cardinals and Reds that night. 25,000 fans ages 16 and older take home a Cardinals soccer jersey presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. And for tickets, visit cardinals.com/promotions. Just head down the street. Amazing what's happening with St. Louis U. You've got Enterprise Center, you've got the new soccer facility, and then here at Busch Stadium. So a lot happening here in downtown St. Louis. 2 outs, runner at first. Abrams, he's got a couple of stolen bases, and now Lane Thomas up for the 3rd time in the top of the lineup. Lane is 1 for 2, grounded out to short, single to left. And the 1-0 pitch fouled back.
Well, we were flying back in recently. I think it was from our trip from Chicago, and the way that we came back in, we got to see Centene, the stadium. I mean, it is beautiful. It is going to be nice.
State of the art. They did it right. Carolyn Kendall Betts, Jim Cavanaugh, Tom Strunk, and the ownership group. Great people. The 1-1. Tapped foul. and really stepped up at a time when the city needed them to step up, and they did in a big way.
Big time. And that's one of the greatest parts about this community, too, is that all of the sports teams pull for each other. And there's always that influence one way or the other. We got Blues players, alumni coming to Cardinal games, vice versa. You certainly will have that with the St. Louis City. Can't wait. I'm going to have to learn soccer in the meantime, but I'll get there. I got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. Just go and enjoy the atmosphere. You'll be shocked when you take it in. It's fun.
Vuvuzela.
It's a, oh, yeah, you got to have those.
Yeah. And a scarf.
It's a party, man. It's fun.
I've been known to attend a party or two. That sounds like fun.
Part of your superstitious routine in baseball.
If it works, it works.
1-2 the count on Lane Thomas. And Quintana steps off. 86 pitches on the night. Cardinals team trying to pick up win number 80 here this evening. Go to 80-56. The next to Thomas. Swung on and missed and held on to by Kisner, and the strikeout, number 5, 2 in the inning. So Quintana threw 5, and the Cardinals have a lead here at Busch, 3-1. Coming to you from the UMB Champions Club. Never know who you're going to run into up here or what you may find out. Upscale buffet, the full service bars, the buffet service. What are you laughing at, BT?
It's just a great place to be. Is what it is.
There's Tommy Edman. Didn't hit my cough button. I was laughing too much.
That's the one on the left. You've been doing this for a while.
The base hit into center.
No laughing matter here.
No, not at all.
Now we're starting to see the pitch is starting to elevate a little bit here from Paolo Espino, and the Cardinals are taking advantage. They get their sights set up, and they're not missing anything up in the zone.
Top of the lineup, and Lars Nootbaar. Tommy Edman now 1 for 2 with that base hit to center. There's 3 of your teammates. Skip Schumacher there on the right, Yachty and Albert.
Pretty good crew right there.
And the first pitch, a strike on the outside corner to Nootbaar, who has been called out on strikes and also grounded out.
That's going to be tough to cover right there. That pitch was well off the plate away for Lars Nootbaar. Paolo Espino, by the way, Tommy Edman, we know he's got 26 stolen bases. Quick to the plate on that one, though. 1-2-2 to the plate.
And the 0-1. Same pitch. 0-2. Right-hander Andres Machado throwing in the bullpen for the Nationals. And with 2 strikes, the exaggerated shift here for Lars Nootbaar. I understand why Ruiz would set up outside like that. He got the first 2 right on the edge of the plate.
I'm going to keep going out there. I mean, the first pitch was almost in the other batter's box. I mean, I might as well keep going to it. You also get him leaning out that far. Maybe you could bust one of those sliders in.
And the 1-2 curveball and a swing and a miss. So Espino picks up strikeout number 4, 1 away, and the batter is Brendan Donovan. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. And it's Brendan Donovan with a home run into the bleachers in right center. His 3rd home run of the year, and got the ball game tied, and then the Cardinals added 2 more, and they have a 3-1 lead.
That was a big part of the ballpark that Donnie went to right there, and it was just a fastball down and in. Got the hands to it.
So 1 out, runner at first. It's Tommy Edman. 2-run lead. I think you'd feel comfortable pushing it a little bit here.
You just got to pick your right spot. Again, Espino's been very quick to the plate, so you got to get a good jump. All the homework has been done too. Tendencies. How many times does he look? Does he fall into any patterns? That's part of the game prep coming in.
Back in safely. Big Cardinal fan here at the Champions Club. SB Jones wants to say hi to family and friends.
It's good to see SB. Been too long.
Let's see SB just to my left and snuggling up. His 2 little ones and having a good time here at the UMB Champions Club. Slow curveball. If he guessed right, that would be the pitch to go.
Yeah, that's the one. You got to know your tendencies, right? When does he end up throwing that pitch? When does he like to go to it? Because that's your chance.
Base Steelers 1 for 3 this season against Espino. Leaning a bit there, not running. Pitch is driven out to center. The catch made by Lane Thomas. Hit it on the button, but right at Thomas, and so there's 2 away, and it brings in Goldie. Ball is 1 for 2. Cardinals about hit the Nationals 7-6, and they lead 3-1 here in the home half of the 5th. Check on Tommy Edman. So that's going to be it looks like for Quintano, and all the pitchers gather like that. Jake Woodford and Jordan Hicks getting loose in the St. Louis pen. It's been that steady diet of slider, breaking ball to Goldie yesterday and again today.
Just staying away. If he's going to beat you, make him beat you that way. But the problem is with Goldie, he can absolutely do that. He will take that pitch, especially if he gets to 2 strikes, and drive it that way. And the fear is if you make a mistake and back one of those sliders up, he's going to park it.
Like that pitch right there.
That
yeah,
could have been the one right there.
Brad, when he sees a pitcher 3rd time through a lineup, he's batting .440. Talk about making adjustments. That's Goldschmidt.
So basically, they become left-handed after that?
Pretty much.
That's what he's hitting against lefties. Isn't he? About .427 against lefties. The guy's been ridiculous.
So 2 outs, runner at first, and the 1-1. Fastball and a strike. Palm Beach, low A, Florida State League, clinched a postseason berth tonight. Manager Gary Kendall, congratulations in his first year with the Cardinals organization.
I think it is so important. And I know the minor leagues are about developing talent. It's important to learn how to win.
No doubt.
It really is. To know what it takes to sacrifice for your team, pull for each other. I hope they make a deep run.
And the 1-2 pitch. Instead of check on the runner, Edman was at John Jay's charity function about a month ago, and Alan Craig was there, Descalso, David Freese, and they were talking as much about winning in the minor leagues as they were about winning in the World Championship of 11. So you learn there, and it helps.
It all built on itself. I mean, getting to that point, you learn to really care for a group, and then you all mature and graduate to the big leagues together.
A swing and a miss, and a couple of strikeouts in the inning. That's 5 tonight for Espino. We move to the 6th. Difference maker, the starter tonight, 5 innings out of Jose Quintana.
Give you 5 strong, give you a chance to win and get into this bullpen, which has been a big time strength for the Cardinals. Ended up giving up 1 in the 2nd inning, but punched out 5. No free passes. That's the big thing with Quintana. He was aggressive within the strike zone, and now you hand it over to your pen, and you got to feel good about what you got there.
So Jordan Hicks into the ball game, and it's our Chevy call to the pen. He's got nearly a 60% ground ball rate, 10th best in baseball, but he's been striking out more batters here recently. Last 6 innings, 9 strikeouts, and the opposition hitting 182. Big reason why is you look at that breaking ball, it's become a wipeout pitch.
Well, and also no walks during that, and that's a big thing. He's been commanding counts better, and you're right. Last time we saw him, the breaking ball was as good as we've seen it all year, but he credited his sinker control to why he was doing it.
Fly ball to center, backing up Tyler O'Neill. Meneses the first out here in the 6th inning. Happy 26th birthday to Jordan Hicks, celebrating a birthday, now on the mound tonight.
Not a bad way to celebrate, is it?
Not at all. Quintana, the 5 innings, 1 run on 5 hits, struck out 5, and a strike to Luke Voit, who was 0 for 2 tonight. He's popped out to second and also struck out. Quintana has held the opposition 2 earned runs or less in all 7 starts as a member of the Cardinals. And that is a fair ball inside the third base line, taken there by Dickerson and holding Voit to a single. Plaza Tire Service pitch tracks.
Well, it's another slider, but this one just backs up out of the hand of Jordan Hicks, and you see the swing right there. Luke Voigt's pulling off this. If it ends up being a slider away, you're going to get him to swing through it or hit a weak ground ball somewhere. Sneaks it down the line, though.
And the tying run will come to the plate at Nelson Cruz. He is 0 for 2 at the strikeout tonight. Hicks has thrown 242 pitches at 100 miles per hour or higher this season. Second most in baseball. 9 of those have been over 103. And he threw 1 back on July 7th. 103.8 miles per hour. And that is the fastest pitch this year in Major League Baseball. Broken bat. Ground ball to short. Can they turn to? No. No, they do. Was slowly hit to short. Edmund, Gorman, Goldie, and they turn 2. And indeed, they got him. The second double play turned by the Cardinals tonight. It's presented by authority of the Cardinals, not to be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. The Ozzie statue leads us to turn 2 with Ozzie Monday, September 26th. And Cardinal fans can turn a double play with the Wizard on the field at Busch Stadium. And for more information, Or to register, visit cardinals.com/Ozzy. Really cool thing they're doing. So the Cardinals get the inning-ending double play, and it takes us to the home half of the 6th inning. And our Chevy call to the pen, Andres Machado, after 5 innings from Espino.
Well, it's going to be a little bit different look here from Machado. Averages around 96 with his fastball, has a slider and a change.
Here's Nolan Arenado, and a fastball in for a strike. So 7 right-handers in the bullpen for the Nationals, and that's a strike. Espino, 5 innings, 3 runs on 7 hits, struck out 5. Off the plate. Arenado tonight popped out to Voit at first, and also a base hit to center and a run scored. Right-handers hitting just 200 against Machado off the plate. Lefties .313. It's his 39th appearance, and he last appeared nearly a month ago at the big league level, August 9th at the Cubs. 2/3 of an inning, 13 pitches in that game. Ripped in and out of the glove of Vargas, and makes the play. Boy, a bullet hit down there at third. Woo.
You better execute if you're trying to go in to Nolan Arenado, and this is a pitch that caught way too much of the plate, and really Machado lucks out that there's somebody standing in front of that. That's going to hurt Vargas later. That palmed him.
107.4 off the bat and into the glove. Ouch.
He said, please don't do that again.
Man, that is a rocket. And now it's Corey Dickerson, a couple of hits. There's a base hit to center and a double down the left field line and a run scored. We're at the UMB Champions Club. As Dickerson pops it foul down the third base line, and some young fans scramble for it. Did you ever get a souvenir? I know you grew up in Vegas, but you probably went to maybe a high school game, college game, maybe a pro game.
AAA games. We had the Las Vegas Stars growing up. It was the Padres affiliate at the time, and as kids we used to run down to the bullpen, and every once in a while you'd luck out, somebody throw you a baseball.
Jerry Davis, one night, longtime major league umpire, after Bruce Sutter picked up a save, and back then the catcher would hand the ball sometimes to the umpire. He said, here you go, and it was the ball from the final out of a regular season save, Cardinal win, Bruce Sutter on the mound, and I still have it.
How did you get it? How did Jerry Davis?
Well, I snuck into the ballpark.
I'm sorry, you did what?
Yeah, I snuck in. I'm going to apologize. That's a diving stop by Voit to Mr. DeWitt. But you know what? He didn't own the club at the time, so I feel like it's okay.
It's fine then.
And then you'd wait till about the 5th inning, and then you'd just trickle down, you know, look at some empty seats. You'd have to observe which rows are empty, which seats have been empty for a couple of innings. And then once the game would get closer to the 9th, you move on down a little bit further, and Jerry Davis, flip me the ball. That's how it's done, my man.
No, yeah, it's really good. Way to teach the kids. Good job.
Yeah, and you too can sneak down closer.
Good luck here,
according to Brad. Here's Tyler O'Neill.
Security's tightened a tad.
Just a little. Well, you've had 2 hard-hit baseballs in this inning, one to third, the other to first. 2 guys shaking that glove hand a little bit.
Yeah, Andres Machado is living right. He had 2 lasers hit, and both guys knock him down.
Here's O'Neill. Fastball catches the bottom of the zone. And it's 0-2. Tyler O'Neill, a sac fly, run batted in the fourth, grounded into a double play in the second.
A good chance he ends up seeing that slider away. You see the Cardinal dugout is definitely chirping at home plate umpire Hunter Wendelstad. I mean, that ball's down.
And an 0-2 pitch. Different ways to go about it with a mask and the protective gear worn by the umpires.
It's a whole lot of chin protection right there.
Sure is.
That's what I would do. I don't want to get hit.
The 0-2. And it's 1-2. The 1-2. Tapped foul.
That's what you got to do with that one. That slider down and away. Just got to be able to foul it off. Get to another pitch. See if he ends up making a mistake.
And another 1-2 pitch. Got him. So 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. We move to the 7th inning. We're at the UMB Champions Club. St. Louis on top.
Cards lead at 3-1. First-year manager Ollie Marmol has had a lot of success this year. We talked with John Mozeliak about it, and he said one thing stands out to him about Ollie. Mozeliak says what makes him special is his transparency and candor. Mo said the way he relates to players, relates to the media and fans, everyone knows where they are with Ollie. It's effective, and from a front office perspective, we appreciate that. Danny, Mozeliak said Ollie has been fun to watch and fun to work with, and I would agree.
It's been great. Great for us. No disrespect to others, but he's been a lot of fun to be around. And others have been too. And he's doing a great job. And when you go to potentially 80 and 56, people seem to like you.
That will happen.
Yeah.
That will happen for sure.
Here's Ruiz with a fly ball into center. Tyler O'Neill is there. And the first out. While we have a moment, quick word from Siteman Cancer Center.
You are someone's favorite person, and your health matters. For the lives you touch, schedule your cancer screening today.
So the second inning here for Jordan Hicks and Luis Garcia. One out and nobody on. And the first pitch. We have a special young man watching our ball game tonight. Rain Bender. Been through a tough time and he's watching. So Rain, we're thinking about you. Get better and get down to the ballpark. It's to the backstop, and it's a count of 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, that pitch right there, that slider, obviously was not where Jordan Hicks wanted it to be, but it's a really good reminder of how much his ball moves on the sinker that was going away first pitch, and then that slider in. There's a lot to cover for a hitter.
Shift on the right side. Garcia double off the wall in right. Scored the only run for Washington and is struck out swinging. Fastball. And doesn't get the call. Dakota Hudson at Memphis, 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 ground ball double plays in 79 pitches. Memphis with the lead 11-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Juan Yepes with a home run. Kramer Robertson a double and a home run. He's back with the Cardinals in the organization. And a grounder into the shift. Taken easily by Nolan Gorman. 2 away.
We like to hear that line too for Dakota Hudson, and you know, for him it's been a frustrating year. Certainly you don't expect to have that detour of having to go back to to Memphis, but you know that he could be a big part of what they're trying to do down the stretch. He'll come back, at least the plans are currently, come back as the 27th man for that doubleheader, as you mentioned. I mean, he's got something there to work towards again.
And the batter with 2 outs and nobody on is Alex Call. Fly to center and a single to right. The first pitch by Jordan Hicks in at triple digits with movement too.
Just looking at the setup of Alex Call and the velocity here of Jordan Hicks, I don't see how he can get around on anything away from him.
He was showing bunt earlier in the game with a runner at second and 1 out. Going right at him. I think they're seeing the same thing you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think that you need to mess around too much here. Stay away with it.
And an 0-2 pitch. Slider off the plate.
I still think right now with Call, as good as the slider is from Hicks, you're doing him a favor throwing him anything with less velocity for a strike.
And a 1-2 pitch. And again another breaking ball. So the first 2 pitches at 100, and then he's gone slider the next 3.
Well, you've seen a couple of them now, fouled a few off. I think now would be a good time to go back to the heat.
Steve Cishek getting loose in the bullpen for the Nats. Former Cardinal. And the 1-2 pitch by Hicks. On its way. 101 on the gun. So the Nats come in with a record of 48 and 87. Just 26 wins on the road. They're 26 and 40, 37 games out in the National League East.
You just never know, though. They can bite you. And when I say never know, you know they're not going to the postseason. We know that. But you have a game like yesterday. They just won a series against the Mets as well. Won a series against the A's. Been playing better baseball as of late.
No doubt. They've won 4 of the last 5. And 3 out of 4 to start their 10-game road trip. That's baseball. You just never truly know.
Well, you can't take anybody for granted. I think that's part of the everyday conversation for this ball club.
Struck him out. And a called 3rd strike. Hicks 2 scoreless innings of work coming out of the pen. Time to stretch. 3-1. Cardinals baseball on Bally Sports Midwest is brought to you by BJC Healthcare, the world's best medicine made better. And presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. New pitcher in on a beautiful night for baseball, Steve Cishek. And he'll get 7, 8, 9 in the St. Louis lineup. The Chevy called to the pen. 59th appearance, pitched 4 days ago against the Mets. Gave up a run in 1 inning. Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Cishek has been roughed up here recently with his past 4 innings having given up 8 earned. ERA above 5 on the road in his 30th appearance away from home tonight. And the first pitch taken high. He was with the Cardinals in 2015. 27 games. 1 save. A deal that included Kyle Barraclaw, who was pretty good for a couple of years for Miami.
Well, he certainly was. And Cishek, you and I have talked about this a lot. I like the different varying looks out of a bullpen. I like having a sidewinder if you can have one.
Just different looks.
It is. Well, I mean, we've seen already in this game. You have your starter, Espino, that goes out there. He's not overpowering, 88 to 90, but did a good job of mixing it up. And then you bring in Machado, a little bit harder throwing than Cishek. As you mentioned before, only one lefty in the bullpen, so kind of a weird dynamic for the Nationals anyhow. Awkward swing right there from Gorman. That fastball just got on him quick.
So lefties hit him at a 292 clip, and you can understand with this type of delivery why right-handers only hit 209 against him.
Yeah, you're going to struggle a little bit. That guy's right on top of you.
Tapped foul. Nolan Gorman with an RBI double off the wall back in the 4th inning, and struck out swinging in inning number 2. The 2-2. Gorman out to deep right. At the wall. Gone! Into the St. Louis bullpen. Got a breaking ball. It hits his 14th home run and extends the St. Louis lead to 4-1. Gateway Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri.
Happy haircut, Nolan Gorman. Cuts the hair, has the RBI double, backdoor slider, drives this thing out of the ballpark. You see him just go down, get the bat to it. That is just raw power right here from Nolan Gorman.
Well, he needed a game like this, having gone 1 for his last 15, 8 strikeouts coming into play. And tonight, 2 extra base hits. Cardinals have had 2 or more home runs in 51 games this year. And when they do that, they win. They're 43-8 in those games. They've won 13 straight when they've hit 2 or more home runs.
It really has been one of the hallmarks of this ball club in the second half.
It's sharply to short, taken there by C.J. Abrams, and Kisner retired the first out. That home run comes with 2 strikes as well. 11 of his 14 home runs with 2 strikes.
I wonder if there's anything to be learned from that, of just simplifying the at-bat.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Shortening up a little bit. So that's what you saw there. He just recognized the pitch. It was away, and he crushed it. That new haircut's looking good.
Results have been. Well, Tommy Edman, since 2019, he is Mr. September. Over 100 hits, 59 runs in that month of September. That's the 2nd most hits, 5th most runs in Major League Baseball over that span. Finishes with a flourish, and already 8 hits in this month. 1 for 2 tonight, and a pitch taken low. Jake McGee, a lefty, is getting loose in the bullpen. The only lefty that they have. Out to right, backing up, making the catch. Meneses. StubHub, proud to be the official partner of the Cardinals. If plans change, you can easily list your tickets with StubHub and even use the free seller toolkit to help manage the price of your tickets. StubHub, you can sell your tickets in just a few taps without any stress, and download the StubHub app today. Here's Lars Nootbaar. 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts tonight. And ball 1. Jojo Romero and Giovanni Gallegos throwing in the St. Louis pen. Fastball low, 2 balls and no strikes. See Newt do some damage here on 2-0. 1-2. Geared up for it. Pops it back, foul out of play. We are located at the UMB Champions Club. The buffet, the full service bars. Buffet service begins when the gates open. The TVs, climate controlled indoor outdoor seating. Think about the Champions Club coming down to the ballpark. And a count of 2-2.
I think we got a new spot, Dan.
So far, so good. We got to see Stouty. We got to see SB Jones. Doesn't get any better. I look to my left, and there's couples just snuggling up with each other, and young kids with their parents snuggling.
It was a cozy
enjoying
area,
a game.
isn't it?
Pretty amazing. Good time at the ballpark. 3-2. Popped up. Luke Voigt under it. Nolan Gorman, a home run into the St. Louis bullpen, his 14th. Driven in a pair tonight, now up to 35, and we move to the 8th. 4-1 St. Louis. What's on tap? And boys, this guy been fun to watch in St. Louis, and that's Jordan Montgomery, picked up from the Yankees. Has not disappointed. Our Budweiser What's on Tap game number 3, and it's Jordan Montgomery tomorrow night. So Montgomery going for St. Louis. And for the Washington Nationals, Corey Abbott. Then Thursday, Wainwright and Josiah Gray. Chevy called to the pen, Giovanni Gallegos.
Well, Gio has been very good, especially here as of late. Giovanni Gallegos in his last 7 games hasn't given up a run, punched out 7. The slider thing has been good. I mean, it's that
swing and miss.
Yeah, it's been in that kind of joke around and call it the invisible. You see some of the weirdest swings when that slider is right, just drops right off the table. The timing has been good. Everything about that pitch has been money.
It's Vargas, Abrams, and Thomas, 8, 9, and 1. Right-handers hitting just 167 against Giovanni Gallegos, and then the lefties 263. He's allowed 5 home runs on the year, 4 of the 5 from left-handed batters. But to your point, Brad, it's getting better and better because his last 14 games, 15 innings, and a .60 ERA.
Yeah, that's going to play.
Ooh. A lot of it, for me at least, in watching him the last few years, if he gets enough rest, like many pitchers, but especially with Gio, you don't lean on him too much. You get the proper rest. He comes in and he is really tough.
Well, you're very fortunate now with the ability to give him some more rest. You've got other guys that have emerged in that back end of the bullpen.
0-2.
A couple of good sliders for strikes. I think another thing when you look at Giovanni Gallegos and some of the success that he has is pitching off of his fastball, being able to spot that thing up, and then that makes that slider even better.
It's his 48th appearance, pitched 3 days ago against the Cubs. 1 inning, no hits, 9 strikes out of 11 pitches. 0-2. May surprise you because Helsley has kind of been, I would say, more of the one that you look at as being the closer, but Giovanni Gallegos leads the team with 13 saves. That's 1 shy of his career high of 14. He struck out at least 1 in 27 of his last 30 appearances, so he's getting the job done.
Oh, he is getting the job done. It also tells you that Ollie Marmol's not just going to say, all right, well, 7th inning, this is my guy, 8th inning. No, what does the situation dictate? Where is your biggest spot where you want to deploy the right guys? And look, it's a brain trust, right? Those two, Skip Schumacher, Ollie Marmol, they're talking over everything. Certainly Mike Maddox. I mean, the entire group is trying to see how do we best piece this back end of the bullpen together. It's really interesting talking to Ollie before the games too, Dan, of how they expect it to go. Like they've planned for each and every scenario.
Oh, Hit down the third base line and out of play. It's incredible. I mean, they look at, okay, here's a ground ball rate. This is strikeout rate. This is our percentages. Here's the projected outcomes. I mean, all that stuff is at their fingertips. But then it does come down to Mike Maddox and Ollie and Skip saying, hey, I talked to the guy before the game. He's feeling a little of this, or this is what's going on, or I don't like the human element of what's happening tonight with this particular individual. Lined into right. There's Newbar and the out. It's all part of it. And they lean on the guy in the middle there, too.
Yeah, you got another manager right there. When he's on the field or when he's in the dugout, he's always paying attention. I mean, they're talking through everything right now. You know it.
Ollie obviously bilingual, so could be a conversation in English or Spanish.
Yeah, this could very well be about Skip without him knowing.
Good point. Goldie, Gallegos, the out. And while we have a moment, quick word from Great Southern Bank.
Sometimes you just don't feel like running to the bank. Fortunately, you can check your balance from the comfort of your favorite spot with a Great Southern mobile app. Great convenience, Great Southern Bank.
A lefty is getting loose in the pen for the Nationals, Jake McGee. Cardinals have Donovan, Goldie, Arenado coming up. Nolan Arenado, the DH, Brendan Donovan at third base tonight. I bring it up because we know what Albert does against lefties.
Put him in.
I'm with you.
It's easy from here.
Put him in. We want to see him. Fastball and a strike.
Oh, you know what happens when he starts digging into that iPad. I mean, he's breaking down McGee right now. Already has done some of the work beforehand. Him and Jeff Albert talking it over.
The 0-1. Nothing in 2. Thomas tonight 1 for 3 with a base hit to left, back in the third.
Again with Giovanni Gallegos, for all the talk about how good that slider is, you're not going to be able to put that ball in play or at least do damage with it. That was 95 down on the corner.
And he's hit 96 so far in this appearance. The 0-2 off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I like how Ali said, hey, I'm a fan too. I want to see Albert get to 700. I'm as much a fan as anybody sitting in the seats.
It's pretty cool when he hit the pinch hit 2-run home run off of Brandon Hughes the other day. Ended up being the game winner. Ali said that much. Said, hey, there are moments where you get a chance to kind of step back and be a fan, and that was one of them.
Hi, Jim.
I would think, though, if he's going to hit, he'd be down in the cage getting loose. Potentially, he's already done that.
You ever seen a deer stretch, Dan?
I haven't, actually.
No, doesn't happen. He's ready.
I would say he's ready. Let's find out. Newbar makes the catch in a scoreless inning for Gallegos. He's getting ready, folks. Helmet. And a chance to make history yet again here tonight. He's moved to the on-deck circle. Fans now on their feet here at Busch Stadium. Albert Pujols with 695 career home runs, 1 back of 4th all-time.
Number 5, Albert Pujols.
A pinch hit, 2-run homer over the weekend against the Cubs in his final AB against Chicago. First plate appearance tonight, and a fastball at 95 from McGee. Albert against lefties, hitting .370, 6 doubles, 12 home runs. One shy of A-Rod for 4th most in the history of baseball. The 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bonds, Aaron, Ruth, Willie Mays. That's the list against lefties. And Albert lifts it in the air. Left center, calling for it, Lane Thomas, and has it. His next home run against a lefty would not only give him 696 potentially in his career, but also number 200 of his career against left-handed pitching.
Oh, it's coming. It is
Incredible.
coming. Well, we asked for it early, and again, Jake McGee in your Chevy called it the bullpen in for his 41st game. We asked for that feeling right there, to feel the atmosphere in the stadium with Albert Pujols coming up, and it lived up to it yet again.
And now Goldie, who, by the way, isn't too shabby against left-handed pitching.
Well, if isn't too shabby is just the best average in OPS in the game of baseball against lefties, I'd say you're right.
Awfully good. Arenado on deck. And that pitch is taken inside. And 2 balls and no strikes. Goldie with a base hit tonight, and he's 1 for 3. A single, grounded out to second, and struck out swinging. So you're Jake McGee, and you're thinking, okay, I'm in the big leagues, been here a long time, but man, some nights are a little tougher than others. Pujols, Goldie, Arenado.
Tough league.
The .427 average by Paul Goldschmidt against left-handed pitching with 11 home runs this year. And take it inside. Take a look at our Budweiser plays of the game. Brendan Donovan with a home run into the bleachers and right, and then Nolan Gorman with 2 strikes off of Steve Cishek into the Cardinal bullpen in the 7th. The Budweiser plays of the game. That's the first walk issued either side tonight. Arenado lifts it in the air in right, and the catch is made. Meneses is there, 2 away. Ryan Helsley has been getting loose in the St. Louis pen. And Dylan Carlson will pinch hit for Corey Dickerson. Runner at first is Paul Goldschmidt. Playing time has really been cut back with the emergence of Dickerson and Albert to an extent for Dylan Carlson.
Certainly has. And you look, this is the side of the plate he's had the most success on against left-handed pitching. He's hitting .321. I think the swing looks quicker from the right side, more direct path to the baseball.
He's 1 for 1 with a double head-to-head against McGee. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball high. 1-1.
Well, he is the guy, though, you know, Dan, the skill set that Dylan Carlson has. I thought when he took over in center field for Harrison Bader. I thought he did a really good job out there. Got to get that bat going again. You need more. You know, every manager wants competition for at-bats, for reps. Dylan Carlson should absolutely be in that conversation. He's just got to earn it back.
And Carlson out to right, and the catch will be made. We move to the 9th inning, and the Cardinals have a lead of 4-1. Jose Quintana, another solid start for the Cardinals tonight. With 5 innings, 1 run on 5 hits. Home runs hit by Brendan Donovan and Nolan Gorman, a couple of rookies pitching in. And the Donovan home run got things started. Yachty, the quick hands in the dugout, saving Waino.
I mean, Waino doesn't look like he was saved. He looks like he was robbed.
And a fun night for us on Valley Sports Midwest at the UMB Champions Club. Ryan Helsley into the game. He'll get 2, 3, and 4. Meneses, Voit, and Cruz. Helsley on the year has allowed a total of 21 hits. Paul DeYoung takes over at shortstop. And Edman goes to third. And Carlson is in center. That moves O'Neill to left. And the first pitch to Meneses. What do you think of the intro here for Ryan Helsley during our commercial break?
Kind of digging it. Lights dimmed. The red lights everywhere had Helsley flashing. I'm telling you, to me, the closer intros, and this is one of the best relievers in baseball. I mean, dynamic player. That stuff is intimidating for the opposition. I'm digging it.
Take it high. The 1-1. The fly ball. Left center. In and out of the glove of Carlson. And Meneses is aboard at second base. Boy, Dylan did everything right. He got there and then looked like he had a beat on it, hit the glove, and came out.
It looked like it ended up catching the heel of his glove. He has to go a long way. Plaza Tire Service pitch, track this fastball, trying to go away with it, ends up being inside. Dylan Carlson is shaded towards the other gap, and he gets there. Just can't glove it. Right off the heel.
So a double for Meneses. And now Luke Voit. Cardinals leading 4-1 here in the top of 9. That's the thing with Ryan Helsley. As a batter, you see this all the time with him. Batters will sell out waiting for that fastball, and then they get that slider.
Well, especially a guy like Luke Voit. He's got the second highest first pitch swing rate in the game. I mean, he's going to try to ambush you early. So if you have that slider, you can throw and make it look like a strike. It's big.
And it's 0-2. Triple digits there by Helsley.
Nice short swing there by Luke Voit.
Oh, yeah. Just wants to put the ball in play.
Just plays pepper out there, doesn't he?
A little game of pepper. Helsley making his 45th appearance. Pitched a couple of days ago against the Cubs. 1 inning, 12 pitches, 6 strikes, no runs, no hits. Since the break, he's 4-0 with 4 saves in 13 games. And the 1.76 ERA. The 0-2. The crowd tonight, 37,629. 37629. 0-2 the count. And the next. Right side. Goldschmidt with room. Has it. First out here in the top of the ninth.
Well, went after him with a couple of fastballs and then goes to the slider here. Hangs it a little bit, but Luke Voigt pulls off of it.
And it brings in Nelson Cruz. Starts him off with a slider. Cardinals trying to even up the series. Cardinals trying to go to 46-23 here at Busch Stadium. The 2-0, now 3-0. This spot, it's pretty obvious. No walks. Don't bring that tying run to the plate.
Well, especially here with Cruz. You know the power that he has. Stay away from him, though. Make him beat you the other way.
And a 3-0 pitch. Time called. After tonight, 11 regular season home games left on the schedule. (3-1) walked him. So the tying run will come to the plate, and Ruiz, who's got 7 home runs this year.
Yeah, it's not exactly how you draw it up if you're Ryan Helsley. It was Joey Meneses with the double just off the glove of Dylan Carlson, ranging in the gap. Then you walk Cruz. That number, by the way, they just brought up, the 11 home games left. It's kind of staggering to me. I feel like this season just flew by.
Really seems that way. And Kisner now out to maybe slow down Ryan Helsley with the tying run coming to the plate. Ruiz is hitless tonight. We keep harping on it, but we want to make sure that fans understand the significance of the game on Thursday with Molina, Wainwright tying the all-time battery made mark in terms of starts, and then we'll set the all-time record at home on the 14th. There's seats remaining. If you're looking at the final 3 games of the regular season, there's some seats left, but not many. I was looking at the list of tickets remaining today, and I mean not many at all. So if you're thinking about coming out, now is the time to get those seats.
We did also establish, if you're trying to come on Thursday, day game here, that Dan will write you a letter for your employer or for your school. He's happy to do it.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. That pitch way outside and high. Backing up, he'll make the catch. Edge of the track. Ruiz made you kind of catch your breath there a little bit. Gave that a ride.
Full disclosure, got a little nervous. Different vantage point down the line here.
Well, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
No big
right?
deal. Just
okay.
a vantage point. Whew. And now Garcia doubled off the wall and right, scored, struck out and grounded out. And the Cardinal fans rise. Two runners on and an 0-1. Take it high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball at triple digits high, and it's a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Quintana went 5. Hicks 2 scoreless. Gallegos scoreless 8th, and now Helsley trying to finish it off. Two-1. 2-2. Bottom dropped out of it.
Pretty good one right there. Elevated with the fastball, and then this slider down in the zone.
The 2-2. 2 runners on. They're off with this next pitch on 3-2. Out of play. Alex Call on deck. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And it's win number 80 for the Cardinals. Helsley finishes off the Nationals in a 4-1 final tonight.
Well, what a job by the bullpen. Hicks, Gallegos, and Helsley. Jose Quintana bounces back with 5 strong, and the young sluggers. Donovan with his 3rd home run. You get Gorman. Couple of hits, RBI double, and the home run. Fresh haircut, looking good, and the Cardinals get right back into this series. Nice response from yesterday. Didn't go their way. Bounced back well today.
So the Cardinals even up the 4-game series. They take game 2 by the final of 4-1 after falling behind early on. It's off to the post-game show. A lot of fun tonight here at the UMB Champions Club.